Hello, and welcome everybody to a new video. It's your boy Ulhednar. This will be the build video. Spear Boy Gauntlet, the best DPS build for Expeditions, Mutations, upcoming patch, as we all know about. Let's get straight to it. Attribute points, 100 Constitution. The reason for that is mutations with higher levels are quite difficult. You need that survivability. I was aiming for 10,000 maximum HP. This is with the food buff, HP buff that is ongoing in Winsword, for example. You need to have a house for this buff. We activated because we own Winsword on our server Muspelheim in Winsword. Then rest of the attributes, 250 dexterity for backstab damage here. Main attribute point that scales for the spear. Then bonus crit hit damage from slowed stunned enemies. Spear has stun abilities. Gauntlet has root, so that's why. And then 155 strength. That's mainly due to the equipment, as you can see. I have a lot of strength there because, as some of you might know, I am a hatchet and great axe main build. But this is good because strength is secondary attribute for the spear, and the scaling breaks from 200, where if you hit 200 from main attribute, your secondary attribute will give more damage to your weapon. Now going over the perks, the spear, we are gonna go with Skeever, Perforate, and Wall Kick. Reason for this is the bleed that activates this passive, where you do more crit chance. And then the Empower from Skeever, 20% for 10 seconds, extremely powerful on the mobs and even bosses. You can have this 24/7 uptime. Same goes for Wall Kick. If your target is below 50% HP, you gain 20%. So you will deal a lot of damage. Now this is heavy attack spear build, where you can reduce cooldown by 15% and then fortify. Trust me, this passive will save you in many situations and mutations. Damage absorption 15 seconds for 2 seconds after a heavy attack combined with this. Now I know that people are going with light attacks, 5% crit chance, but we don't really need this one because of the passive of down here and one perk on armor. I will show you in a second. And then cooldown reduction 10%, second hit. Now you will be interrupted a lot of times after first attack, so this passive will not have any value. That's why I like heavy attacks. This is the spear. Now, if you find your group composition to be lacking when it comes to CC, you can swap Skeever for Sweep. But this is overall like the most utilized build for DPS. Now with Gauntlet, don't pay attention to this one. We are using only the Scream for Root, Oblivion for damage increase, and stamina per second. Comes in handy for a tank, blocking tank, and then Orb of Decay that you can detonate and apply 2 stacks of rend. That will be 10%. And then slow comes in handy sometimes as well in ranged mobs if they have active debuff on them. That's perks. Going over here, running medium weight load, you will definitely need medium. Light weight load will not be able to, it won't work out in higher mutations because of the difficulty and the mobs, how strong they are. You will be wiped in one hit. Basically, I'm using these 3 pieces only for the maximum attribute points. I don't really, there is not much value. You notice that I'm not running any wards on my gear except this one, but I'm using these gauntlets only for the perk. You need Wall Kick. You can see another crit chance. Our build has no cooldown almost if you hit the target, so you will have this uptime very often. Same goes for this Perforate. This passive stacks 3 times, even without saying it, even when it doesn't say in the perk description. Now combined with the heavy attack from the perk from heavy attack right here, and the orb from the healer if he's running that, or sacred ground perk where you have fortify as well, you will be easily capped at 50%, which will be useful a lot as a DPS spec. You will be alive a lot. But these again 3 pieces for main attributes. Now the reason why I don't run wards in expeditions is because typically, the best would be to run wards for each specific expedition, but that is impossible, almost impossible to upgrade. So it is recommended to upgrade only 1 set of gear so you can use in all 3 expeditions, and you can farm like level 6 mutation comfortably with that armor, with that gear. so you can then work on your ward gear, for example, which will be needed pretty much in level 10 mutations. So this is the armor, these 2 perks you need, Perforate, Wall Kick. Now the jewelry, Divine comes in handy, and health as well on Amulet, because Divine will affect your healer's numbers pretty much on you. So yeah, refreshing as well. You need crit chance on this build, on the ring. And then E-Rank Nibble, you don't really need that. Purifying Toast comes in handy on some of the mobs. You can pretty much dispel yourself with Regen Put. Doesn't have to be tier 5, tier 4, or tier 2 even is just enough. Now Spear, when it comes to weapons, the only thing you need to change is having a different Bane for each expedition. So Angry Earth Bane, Ancient Bane, and Corrupted Bane. So this one is for Genesis. I have one for Lazarus and Dynasty as well, Dynasty. This is the one for Lazarus. I will be running most likely Diamond or Opal gems, not element specific, because that one loses value with the mobs. As you progress through levels, mobs are getting tougher and tougher, and defenses as well, HP as well, so I feel like Opal will be the best over Diamond. And then Corrupted one is here, Dynasty one. Best perks is obviously the Bane. After that, you would want to have Enchanted or Vicious or Keenly Empowered. You don't really need Keen, because you will have a lot of crit chance anyway. When it comes to Gauntlet, if you can have Keenly Empowered on Gauntlet, that is recommended, because anything Keenly on your weapon transfers over to your main weapon if you swap. So that comes in handy really, a lot. Consumables, Gemstone Dust will be pretty useful as well, because the mutations have elemental damage, either void or fire, and then those mages in Lazarus, for example, that wipe your whole group. We all know which one I'm talking about. This will come in handy. But the Balm, if you can afford it as well on physical attacks, and then the regular potions. HP Potion, a Regen Potion. Now you do want to have Honing Stones, that this was a weapon damage increase, and then specific coatings as well, Angry Earth and Ancient, then Corrupted, you want to have those as well. When it comes to food, I use pure Dex food to balance out my gear attributes. So it depends. This one is pretty expensive. So if you can adjust your gear to have the lowest cost food, which is, for example, this one, Full Harvest Turkey on our server, Dex Strength, you will be using both attributes. So you can get a gear that fits with this food, that is gonna be the best. Now you can use water as well in your quick slot for little heal, little passive heal. You can do that as well, as you can see here, but it's all up to you. Now rotation, you want to start off with your Orb, Detonate to apply rend stacks. You want to drop your Oblivion and Root if you're not on the boss. Start with Perforate to apply rend, Roll Dodge, Wall Kick for Empower, Skeever for Empower, Perforate, and then, you know, keep going like that. If you find yourself with Jeff cooldown like right now, you do Heavy Attack, Wall Kick again. Of course, typically you want to do that in the backstab. And then repeat with Gauntlet. Now, as you can see, the 45 stacks 3 times. It even works if you swap weapons. As you can see, I was on Gauntlet, and the bleed from Skeever is sticking for a lot. I know this is training dummy. You will see higher numbers, but trust me, that bleed does a lot on the target. When it comes to gems in the armor, you want to have, like, there's gonna be 2 specific mutations that will be on rotation, which is gonna be fire and void. So you always want to keep resocketting depending on the mutation, on the rotation. It's gonna be weekly rotations, so it's gonna be either fire or void, again, in our armor pieces. When it comes to jewelry, it's up to you which ones you can get, which ones you won't. It can be physical or elemental. Running diamonds, because, you know, this is my mainly PvP setup when it comes to jewelry. But of course, this is very useful in PvE as well. Now, if anybody has some more questions, all links are going to be down below in description. If you guys also want to support me, become members, that would be very much appreciated. And thank you to all who already became members. Until next time, fellas, have a good one. Enjoy the grind. And you can be looking forward to some Mutation level 10s runs, or, you know, even lower levels. I know it helps a lot of people. So I'll take it easy, and see you soon. Peace.